What's up, Tsla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. And break down what's happening with the overall market moving forward. As we have very important news that just came out with CPI, not to mention some more data involving Tesla. But let me just mention that I am not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire community as a whole. Anyways, CPI came in line with expectations, and so far the market's trying to push very slowly. It's kind of flat right now. We're just a little bit in the green, but we could be looking for a bigger move once the market opens. So, how is the data looking? Let's go over the numbers real quick. We basically just had core CPI month over month, which just came in at 0.2%, just aligned with expectations. Core CPI year over year was at 3.2%, also aligned with expectations. Month over month inflation for all items was at 0.2%, aligning with expectations. And the same thing can be said about the year over year CPI for all items at 2.9%, also aligning with expectations. So everything aligned with expectations, not looking bad whatsoever. Later on today, we have the 17-week bill auction, and so far we're going to be looking for the reaction after the CPI report. Right now, Tesla's up about 0.5%. SPY is also starting to slowly push right now. It's up about 0.18%, testing 543 as resistance. So we're still looking more bullish, slowly pushing. I think we could be looking for a nice move, at least for the day. Now, the market's starting off on a slow end, but there is upside potential. Now, looking at the charts like this, you can see this is what the chart looks like for CPI. There's a big decline that's been happening for the last couple of months consistently. I'm also very conscious that this data could be very manipulated, of course. Not saying it's 100% trustworthy, not saying that I believe that this number is very sufficient or anything like that, but I'm just trying to say that this is what the data is showing us, and there's a very, very nice decline here, which is something the Fed would like. And then you also have to look at the fact that the month over month change is at 0.2%. So this is actually a higher change than what we saw from June, but everything is still technically aligned with expectations, so not too bad. And then on top of all that, I just want to mention that now the market is starting to think that there's going to be there's a higher probability of us getting a 56.5%, 56.5% chance we get a 50 basis point cut, basically. And now there's a 43% chance we get a 50 basis point cut. So the market's kind of like adjusting a little bit more. CPI was just aligned with expectations. So this is why this is now priced in a little bit differently. We'll see if this changes as the day goes on. For earnings, don't forget we just had Dole announce earnings, which is up right now. Then we have Cisco after the market closes, and then tomorrow we have like Walmart, Alibaba, and a few more retail. News about the market. We had some news that came out about Google, which unveiled a new AI feature that's going to be used with their Gemini AI Assist tool. It's going to be available on Android, so that's pretty cool. And besides that, I didn't really see anything too crazy that came out in the news. The main thing right now is basically what's going on with CPI. For Tesla, there's been a lot of talk about their dry cathode 4680 battery cells, which is going to be used for cheaper production. And then cheaper production will help bring down the price of Teslas. This is something that Tesla's been working on, so I think this could be very, very useful for them too. There's some news that came out that the first prototype Cybertruck is using this as well, these new cells. So this could be very cool. I can't wait to see how this ends up, improving the systems for them, saving time and energy, and being a lot more friendly environmentally. So cool stuff. Hopefully this does work out for them, especially as they have new suppliers out there who've been trying to cut down on their own 4680 cells, and hopefully Tesla could develop these new methods very, very soon. So just wanted to call out the headlines right there. What am I seeing for the share prices for the market? Tesla has basically been trying to push on the daily. The daily looks more bullish. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, we're looking at resistance exactly right here around this 211 to 212 area. Watch Tesla potentially push all the way up there. So I think we could try to push a little higher towards that 212 zone. If we break that, Tesla will continue to push all the way up towards the 216 plus area. So we look more bullish. I could be looking for the mid 210s to be coming. If we were to lose 208.5, look at support around the 205 area. So watch that very carefully, but just know that looking at this chart, we are attempting to uptrend, and there is potential for us to try to push higher. I think we may attempt to push higher as time goes on. So watch and see if we basically break this resistance around 211 to 212, and then we could be looking for a push into the mid 210s. So just watch that 200 EMA for confirmation, and so far we are favoring upside, at least technically speaking. Looking at SPY, considering we closed at 542 yesterday, we're now at 543, so we're starting to push a little bit higher. The main level I'm looking for is 544. If that breaks, we could get very, very close to about the 547.5 area. And then if that breaks, we're easily going into the 550s to fill our imbalance to 552. Now, if we do turn back down, look at 542 as our key support. If that fails us, 538 could be coming, so just be mindful of that. But so far, the chart is favoring upside for SPY. Looking at others out there, we're seeing ES breaking its 200 EMA at 54.56, so this favors upside. If we do lose it, I'm going to be looking at 54, basically 54.30 as our key support, but this is favoring upside in my opinion. SPX is looking pretty good. As long as we hold above 54.10, we're going to likely try to favor the upside all the way up to about 54.50. And if we break that, I'll be looking for 54.80 as the next potential target. But if we lose 54.10, we could be dipping back down to 53.63. But we are still favoring the upside. For Nvda, we're looking bullish. We held above 116. As long as we hold above that, we're favoring upside. And this is favoring a move up to at least 120, if not 122. So we look more bullish on Nvda. If we lose 116, we turn back down towards 112. But I think that this chart is favoring the upside. Bitcoin is also looking decent right now. We're looking at this resistance to watch for at 61,700. We'll see if we break this or not. We have a nice accumulation structure on the chart, but we got to break 61,700 to turn bullish. Otherwise, we're still kind of range bound on Bitcoin. For the QQQ, we look more bullish. We're looking at 464 as resistance. If this breaks, there's going to be a much bigger move to the upside, all the way up to 468 and eventually the 470s. If we reject here, we'll be dipping back down towards basically the 458 area. So I think we still favor upside. So watch our 200 EMA. And I think there's a good chance we could continue to push. If we reject on Apple, we're looking at 220 as our support. If that fails us, we're going to be dipping to about 217. As long as we hold above 220, this chart is favoring 222.5 to about 223. And if that breaks, 225 is coming. So we look more bullish on Apple. I favor upside. We'll see if that ends up being the case or not. For Supermicro, we look more bullish. As long as we're above 580, I'm favoring a move for about 600 at least. IWM is looking pretty decent right now. We're fighting this resistance around 209. If we could break that, we're going back up to 212. If we can't break it, look at support at 206. We look a little bit more bullish, so it does favor it wants to break, but look at 209 as resistance just to be safe. Coinbase looks a bit more bullish to me. Look at 204 as this resistance. We might push towards 204. We'll see if that breaks or not. If it does break, we could get closer to 210. But look at 204. We might push towards that. Amazon's at 172 right now. If we break this, I think that we could be going all the way up towards about 174. And then if that breaks, our next target is going to be around 177. But we look more bullish on Amazon. If we lose 168, we turn back down, but this looks bullish. Meta looks more bullish. 530 is likely going to be our target. As long as we hold above this previous resistance becoming support at 526, we favor 530 plus. For Microsoft, we do look a little bit more bullish. If we do lose 412, we turn back down. But if we hold above this, we could continue to push up towards 416. And if that breaks, we could get closer to about 418 than 420. And Google looks decent. I want to see if this could reclaim 166. If it doesn't, this is just going to be kind of flat. So hasn't been able to reclaim resistance. It's still kind of lackluster. It's on an uptrend technically, but I want to see it reclaim 166 to turn back up. And if it fails to do so, there's a risk of it dipping to 162. So it's not looking as strong. So we'll just have to see how things go. With that being said, guys, I want to thank you all so much for listening. Make sure you watch resistance and know that the market's attempting to push higher. We'll be watching that resistance on Tesla as we try to get back above the 212 area. I'm watching 209 around that zone, then 212. We'll see if Tesla breaks this or not. We do favor upside for now, but watch that resistance. Our support currently on Tesla is going to be around 205 and then 202. So we'll see how it moves around these levels, but just know the chart still favors the upside. Thank you for listening, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in a few hours. This is what the CPI reaction is like so far. Kind of slow, but things could heat up as the market opens. So get ready, do what you have to do, and peace out.